Welcome to my channel. My name's Lacey. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids under 2. My lifetime goal is to become a Harlem Globetrotter professional basketball player. And in this video, you will learn about my progress as I give weekly updates and my wins of the week, general motherhood, and life happenings. So if you're not familiar with me, I make pretty much daily videos about my Harlem Globetrotter progress. This is just for myself, and it's just something like a fun creative outlet. My husband is away working for the next 7 months. It's me and the kids every day. And so I have routines, I'm big on schedules, and I actually made a progress chart for myself about how I will achieve my goals. And basically the goals become like undeniable, just become like the best player and just present myself as like the best option for them to hire. So basically it's so easy and fun and simple, and it's something that I have always wanted to do. So I go to the park with my kids. Anywhere we go, I just bring a basketball with me, and I'm able to just practice spinning and just general tricks and keep myself on track in that way. I actually created this level system that I'm going to go through right now so you can know where I'm at. So level 1 was just general spinning the basketball. I can spin it on my right hand and left hand consistently, though I'm only able to pass it to my left hand. I can't just start it on my left, so I'm working on that. My second level was just chest roundabouts, and that's just something I've always been able to do since I was a kid because I always just grew up playing basketball on the blacktop with the boys. Number 3 is just two ball dribbling. Now, I can do 2-ball dribbling, but I just want to get faster at it, so that's kind of like this next week's progression of how I want to improve. How I plan to do that is important because I don't have a lot of time during the day to do 2-ball dribbling, but then at night it's sort of loud to be dribbling basketballs when everyone's going to bed. So I try to do it either during nap time outside, because luckily where we live it's been super like really warm weather and it's been great, or I just go to a park with the kids that has like a nice blacktop or sidewalk. I also try to get out in the morning before my kids are up, and maybe I could do some dribbling then. And that's kind of my goal for the next week, is to just get faster at, especially with my left hand. I mean, I'm definitely right hand dominant, but just improving my left hand has always been an issue, even when I was playing basketball growing up. And so I would even do things like writing with my left hand just to practice, or like cooking with my left hand, or just doing things forcing myself to use it more, really. That's kind of the thing. My level 4 was just 2-ball crossover tricks. I can definitely cross them over like basically and simply, but it's just to get faster and make it look smooth. Level 5 is juggling 3 balls at the same time. I actually can do this, but I want to make it look cool because I've seen where you can spin the ball on one hand and then like you go from juggling 3 balls, and then you spin the ball on one hand, and then the remaining 2 balls in your left hand you're juggling 2. And while juggling 2 balls isn't hard, but basketballs that are large, as I use men's balls, that can be hard, and I just want to make that seamless and effortless. Level 6 is bounce juggling. And for me, there's a man on YouTube called Juggling Josh, and I actually saw him when I was a kid. He did like a performance in our local area, and I thought it was so cool. He was like a professional juggler, and he has some videos that I actually try to practice when I get a free moment with 3 balls. So it's literally you're juggling balls, but you're adding a bounce. So it's like, it just looks really cool, and I definitely want to get better at that, and I need to kind of strengthen my left hand. It's funny because I did like an in-body scan at like the local NutriShop, and you can weigh your like skeletal mass, your fat mass, your muscle mass, and it gives you like a health score. And it's actually funny because I'm stronger in my left arm, which is surprising because I'm definitely right hand dominant, but maybe that's my baby arm that I carry the kids in more. So that's where I feel like it definitely is strong, but it just needs to get more coordinated. Level 7 is special flare juggling. I've seen a few videos on YouTube, and I guess I'll leave that up to your imagination, as I want to kind of progress with those and just show you as they come. Level 8 is twisting ball spin, aka freestyle basketball. There's these guys on YouTube, and it's like hip hop meets basketball spinning meets dance, like it's super cool. And a lot of these guys are like from like Eastern Europe, and I think it's like a bigger thing over there and in Asia. And they just like they're so smooth with spinning the ball. And I think there's even a guy on the Harlem Globetrotters now. He's European, and he's not like a traditional basketball player, but he's really like he's a freestyle basketball spinner. And like that's kind of what I want to get smoother at, is transitioning from spinning the ball on the finger to like throwing it up and then catching it between my legs or going behind the back, and not just around the world that I've always seen Harlem Globetrotters do, but like catching it and like spinning and backwards and just kind of do things that like really push the envelope. That's the goal there. Level 9 is our and one moves. I'm thinking like the Professor, like growing up late 90s, early 2000s, like watching the and one mixtapes. It was like the coolest thing ever. And I did end up seeing the Professor at an event when I was a lot younger, and it's just like he's so smooth. It was so inspiring because for his size, I think he's probably like 5'10", but he can cross people up. And traditionally you want to be taller in basketball, but because he was smaller, he made it his advantage. He could go between people's legs, he could go behind the back, he would do things that like you couldn't do in traditional basketball, but they looked so good. And I just want to get better at moves like that, because I'm not playing like in the traditional sense, like on a team, fives or whatever, but you can kind of like let yourself be creative in this sort of like, what I'm doing now is trying to make basketball like more like an individualized sport, where I'm trying to like push the envelope about what it means to be a basketball player. And I think this is one of the ways you can do it, because you're not, instead of focusing all my time on being like a professional basketball player that's just like on a team, like conditioning and like working on defense and working on this, like I can channel that time and just focus solely like on tricks, on like special moves, like on freestyle, on watching the Professor and like see how he moves, and working on like quickness and like my fast twitch reflex. So that's been really fun to work on. Level 10 are trick shots, and just like consistent trick shots. I don't really have time to practice these, as I have like a toddler and a baby who's not yet walking, and I'm going to the park. But I think I want to just like consistently get better at those. So I'm kind of planning on, as my youngest is able to walk, I can get consistent and better at those. And especially that'll kind of head into the summer, and I think then we'll be able to be outside. One of them's walking, the other one can dribble. I can work on trick shots and just like film myself and just enjoy kind of like as it gets warmer. Number 11 are the superpower slide and dribble. So that is something I've always seen the Harlem Globetrotters do, specifically the girls. Now, Lynette Woodard, she's like a really cool, like just, I think for a lot of young girls, she was just kind of like, you looked up to her because she had like this scoring record for her college. And it's funny, Caitlin Clark actually broke that record recently. But she was the first female Harlem Globetrotter, and you don't see too many these days. I feel like on each team there's like one, maybe two, depending on where they're touring. But I always see that they put the woman, they're the ones that like have this routine of like sliding with it from like the top of the key to the like either to the right or left corner. And I noticed they have like a brace on their leg when they do it. So I want to get a brace so that like I can slide easier, because it's hard to just slide on your bare skin. And then work on sliding and dribbling at the same time. But I'll definitely have to either do it in my kitchen floor, which is small, or go to a court and practice at, like a traditional basketball court, because you can't really be doing that on the blacktop. And my level 12 is becoming a Harlem Globetrotter. And that's kind of my plan. And I really feel like if I see this through, I'll be like an undeniable hire, and I'll try and get a tryout and go through that process with you and share it, and I think it'd be really cool. And I also have this like level 13 like kind of like quiet long-term plan of like becoming a Barstool Sports like long-term content creator with them. That would be like the ultimate long-term goal, but my goal right now is to just try and become a Harlem Globetrotter and just make these videos for myself, because sometimes when you're a mom, you just need something for yourself, something to like, this is just mine. And it just like gets you excited. And instead of just thinking about like, okay, sometimes we have like the same routine every day, but like, how can I throw in things that can make it fun for me, and I can involve the kids, and we're always outside, we're always getting fresh air. I love And it's like, it's so easy. Like, you just need one ball. You don't need like all these toys and they're broken or they're loud or they're lost or whatever. You have a ball, and they have a ball, and I have a ball. And the park, there's a play structure, or we can practice with the ball. So that's been really, really cool.